Today, I want to share with you a small paragraph from a manifestation book that I am currently reading from an author that isn't talked about as much as, for example, Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy, for no real good reason, because this author is also teaching the same things, the same philosophy in almost the same way. But you'll see in a minute. I want to share this paragraph with you and break it down and explain it in a simpler English, and mostly to back up my claim that I always make on this channel that you can manifest whatever you want. Manifestation happens from your mind, and it doesn't depend on whatever circumstances you're going through. So it's regardless of your situation, your circumstances. You can start now and manifest whichever outcome you want in whichever situation you are in. And that is what it's going to be about. And I think it was put in such a beautiful and interesting way. So I am looking forward to sharing it with you. Welcome to my channel. My name is Anna and I'm a manifestation coach. On this channel, I teach the law of assumption as taught by Neville Goddard. And I tend to keep it simple and practical so that you can take it and apply it to your own manifestations right away. If that's what you were looking for, you're definitely in the right place. Subscribe and stay for more. And if you happen to need any additional help with your manifestations, I do offer one-on-one coaching. The link is in the description box below. So I am a Neville Goddard girl. I learned manifestation mostly thanks to Neville and his explanations, and it was Neville who made it clear for me how it works and answered all the questions I have ever had about both manifestation and why things happen, why good things happen, bad things happen, how to change it, etc. What is God, and all those questions that a lot of people have. But I am also very, very curious and quite geeky when it comes to manifestation. So I keep reading and exploring and trying, testing things. But to be honest, I am over that testing period because with Neville and Joseph Murphy, you almost get all the instruments you need in order to manifest. But I keep reading and exploring, and I always have a manifestation book I'm reading, or several at the time sometimes. And with my experience of around 15 years of experience with this, I can quickly recognize what is going to work, what is not. Because when you understand how the mind works, then it helps to quickly recognize whether this is worth reading or not, because I have also read so many books that have been waste of time, essentially. That was in the very beginning. That is a story for a different video. Right now, I am reading the book that is called Your Invisible Power by Geneviève Behrend, which was written in 1945, I think. And she was the only student of another very important teacher who was called Thomas Troward. In one of Joseph Murphy's lectures, I remember him mentioning Troward. Maybe he has mentioned him in several, and there's a chance that Joseph Murphy was inspired by Thomas Troward. Now, with both Thomas Troward and Geneviève Behrend, of course, Behrend is teaching what she learned from Troward. Their teaching is the same as Neville's and Joseph Murphy's. Neville and I think also Joseph Murphy learned it from Abdullah. And a lot of people and a lot of you who are watching this have heard his name also. And these teachings come from the Bible. When we talk about imagination, Neville Goddard says, imagination, God is your wonderful human imagination. So it's this claim that God is on the inside of you, and there's nothing outside of you that can ever control your human experience. So in this book, Geneviève Behrend quotes Thomas Troward. So the paragraph that I'm going to read to you is actually Troward's, not hers. She is quoting it because it had made a huge impact on her. This was in the beginning of her journey. Here, she was still learning. She had just discovered the mental science. Both her and Thomas Troward call it mental science, which it actually is. And she was learning it, and here she is in the process of still learning it. She hasn't become his student just yet, but she's reading his book. And this is from Thomas Troward's Door Lectures. By the way, Troward was from the late 1800s, and his books, I started reading his texts about a year or a couple of years ago. It's a very complicated English, to be honest. Geneviève Behrend is easier to understand in terms of her language. But for me, for example, it was the same with Neville Goddard. It was incredibly complicated to understand his language. But once you get the hang of it, you decipher it. It's the same with Thomas Troward. But let me read the paragraph to you and explain what it means in everyday English today. The paragraph reads, "My mind is a center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. And this means the production of something beyond what has gone before, something entirely new, not included in the past experience, though proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. Therefore, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner with me. Consequently, in my own special world, of which I am the center, it will move forward to produce new conditions, always in advance of any that have gone before." So, and then she says that she memorized this paragraph and meditated on it, and apparently got a lot of answers, and it made a lot of sense later as she was understanding how this works. Now, how is this everything I claimed in the beginning of the video in sync with Neville Goddard's teachings and the fact that you can manifest anything you want? He starts by saying, "My mind is a center of divine operation." That means that God operates in and through my mind, which is Neville's God is your wonderful human imagination, basically. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression, so which means that creation cannot stop, that it's constantly going to flow. And this is what it means when I say that you can switch on and off manifestation. You are going to continuously manifest. So it's very beneficial for you to understand how it works so that you can control what you experience, because whether or not you control it, it's going to manifest. So it's going to flow. The next claim he makes is this means the production of something beyond what has gone before. Meaning, regardless of your past experiences, you can take your situation from now and manifest something entirely different. And why is this so important? It is because a lot of people have this this belief that just because you experienced this thing in the past, or maybe for your whole past experience for many, many years, this has been the case, There's no way you can manifest the money, the love, the body, the health, the success, the job, the career. And that is also because your mind, being the creature of habit that it is, it's going to go to the habitual way of thinking, which is when you start affirming and imagining the new, your mind tends to oppose you with the known story that, hey, no, that you're lying, you're not in that relationship with that person because they told you this and this, because they behaved like this. Not you're lying to yourself. That's never going to happen. No, you don't have the money. No, you're not pretty. No, you're not loved, etc. So we always tend to go to the old story. That's only because we have experienced it. The old story is not a fact that you can't have anything different in the future. And this is the claim that Trord is also making, that it goes beyond of what has been before. Another thing that I think is very important is when he says, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner with me. This means that what we are working with is a law. The law is not going to change. The law is going to continue manifesting, regardless of you using it to your advantage or not. Back to, you can switch manifestation on and off. And a lot of people, I have noticed this, a lot of people think that they only manifest when they decide to manifest their SP, for example, or someone decides to manifest money, that's what they manifest. You don't manifest only what you decide to manifest. You manifest everything that you experience. And you can't experience something that wasn't your manifestation. So this puts all the power back in your hands. This means that you can manifest whatever you want if you do the work. And this is where it's also so important to actually pay attention to your mind, take it seriously, take your thoughts seriously, take your imagination seriously, because your negative thoughts are going to manifest in the same manner as your positive thoughts. You thinking of the past is going to manifest past experiences, the bad experiences, the hurt and the pain and all that. Constantly being in that in your mind is going to manifest in the same manner as you imagining something new and different and the better version of you and your reality. So, and the last part, which just is a conclusion of the whole thing, is let me just read. The sentence starts from where I read before. So therefore, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner with me. Consequently, in my own special world, of which I am the center, it will move forward to produce new conditions, always in advance of any that have gone before. In my own special world, of which I am the center, it just means that I am the only one manifesting my experiences. There's nothing and no one outside of me that can dictate what I manifest. And this is for everyone out there who might think that, oh, the universe is testing you, and how many times have you not heard, oh, if it didn't manifest, it's because the universe had something better for you. Just wait, something better is coming. If something didn't manifest, you just didn't manage to manifest it. That's all there is, because you are the universe. You are the only one manifesting in your world. Which means that it's not because your SP is stubborn. It's not because the economy is bad. It's not because your metabolism is slow, or it's not because that condition is incurable. It's you. It's simply because your mind is on it. And as Troward says here in Geneviève Behrend's book, It's flowing. Manifestation is flowing. It can't stop. It's continuously flowing, expanding, growing. Which means that when you feel stuck in one situation, it's not because you're stuck, because manifestation can't stop. It's because you are manifesting the same thing over and over. That's only because somehow your focus is on that. Or somehow you're ignoring a belief that is in charge of manifesting that situation. And this is to say that just because you have been in a situation for a long time doesn't mean it can't change quickly. Because, again, as he says here, regardless of what has happened before, you can go from there and manifest your desired outcome the way you imagine it. And your mind is going to manifest it because it's not judging, it doesn't care, it's not going to sit there and think and analyze whether or not this is what you want. Maybe I should give this person something better. It's not like that. It's copy, paste. What gets impressed on your subconscious mind is exactly what gets expressed. And whatever is expressed already, meaning you're in your physical experience, in your 3D life, is there only because it's in your mind. Shift it. And don't assume that something is going to take a long time just because you've had that belief for 20 years. It doesn't matter. Because your mind doesn't care. Your mind is not going to, again, sit there and say, no, I'm not going to change this because you have thought this thought for 20 years, so I'm not going to. I'm keeping this. I'll have you do the work for a few years before I change, before I let you change this belief. That's not how it happens. This is also an assumption that a lot of people have, and I have had it myself. This was one of the ones that I recognized a few years in my manifestation experience, that why am I assuming that something needs to take a long time? Sometimes it does. It still does. Some things still do because of you're not concentrating enough, you're not doing the work, you're going back and forth, etc. But none of it matters. As soon as you start focusing on the outcome and you understand how it works and you accept it, that's the only way that this life thing works, game of life, as Florence Scovel-Sheen calls it, then you're going to manifest, because your mind absolutely doesn't care about anything other than what you keep feeding it with. So I really hope that this was as interesting for you as it was for me. I am going to put this text in the posts section of the channel, so you can have it there. Come back to that text or this video if you need, if you're in doubt. It's stuff like this that eliminates doubt little by little, by going back to the fact that, no, wait a minute, I am actually in charge, even though it seems though I'm not, I am. And it's stuff like this that helps you get back your power and actually believe in yourself and believe in the fact that you're the creator. Thomas Troward, in one of his books, says that when you don't believe in yourself, how is it he putting it? When you don't believe in God and the infinite creative intelligence, you don't believe in yourself. And when you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in God. It's like how the way he puts it is more like, how dare you not believe in yourself? You are God, the creator. How dare you doubt yourself? He puts it in a very beautiful way. I don't remember it. I read that book, finished it several months ago. But anyway, I really hope that this was interesting for you. Read the text, this segment. Every time you doubt that you can manifest what you desire. You can manifest whatever it is that you desire. And it doesn't depend on your past experiences. Unless you keep focusing on your past experiences, but then it's still back to you. It always comes back to you. You are the, let me see if I can find how, you are the center of your own special world. That was what I was looking for. You are the center of your own special world, which means that you are the only one manifesting your experiences. So continue doing that. I'm going to finish it here. I'm going to again put the text in the posts section of the channel. I think you need to be subscribed to get notifications from the post sections. And that's it for today. Again, if you need any additional help for your manifestations, I do offer one-on-one coaching. Have a beautiful day and see you in the next video.